Gurgaon is the fastest developing city in India. Carved out of farmland by private developers outside Delhi, it's home to Fortune 500 companies, towering apartment blocks, and 24 shopping malls.
Gurgaon had not happened, the rest of India's development would not have happened either, because Gurgaon became a pace setter for the other cities to follow.
Gurgaon is viewed as a symbol of India's economic might, a city created with little government planning. But as its population boomed, that same lack of governance has become a problem.
There are no amenities, and 50% of the electricity connections are not functioning.
Gurgaon is advertised as a world-class city, yet it has no citywide sewer system. Many residents, rich and poor, lack basic public services like reliable electricity, decent roads, and clean water.
The water is responsible for most of the sickness here. People who drink bottled water are not aware of the diseases spread by the water that we drink. Poor people get sick often.
Garbage collection and water and electricity are still often handled by private developers. Until recently, Gurgaon didn't even have a local government. Now, a new government is forming, and it's expected to eventually take control of delivering services. Not everyone is looking forward to the change. Satish Khosla is a technology consultant who moved here in 1992. He buys his services from a private company.
I'm not too comfortable at going to the government, to be very honest. And one of the reasons is that I think we are adding another layer. And I think I would say that we'll have, whenever it has gone to the government, the things have taken much more worse situation at times in our environment.
Many Indians do not trust government bureaucracy, and Gurgaon does owe its rapid growth to private developers. Critics like Khosla say the government hasn't used the money it's collected from residents to provide even basic services.
It's a huge sum. Where is that money gone? I haven't heard of that.
The lack of services means many Gurgaon residents must fend for themselves. Wealthier people, like Mr. Khosla, can at least pay a developer to provide them. But many of the working poor who migrated here for jobs are left without.
We are poor. What can we do? If we go to the slumlord and ask for clean water, he would just ask us to leave.
Saira Bano Idris works for a well-to-do family but lives in this shanty neighborhood.
I came to Gurgaon because of problems back home. If life was easier at home, I wouldn't be here.
While residents like Idris badly need services, the private developer, real estate mogul Kushal Pal Singh, whose company built Gurgaon, says it's naive to think the government will be able to do the job.
My feeling is, it's too big a job. There are competent set of people in Haryana Urban Development Authority is called. But if you give too much to a person to chew, to eat, and he can't chew even too much food, he will get indigestion.
At a public meeting, residents of Badshapur, a village absorbed into Gurgaon, complained to the city commissioner that more isn't being done.
We Badshapur residents request that you take another look at the problems we face, such as the sewage system, drainage, and clogged water.
It's not as if by complaining or shouting here, you'll find that everything is fine. That's not how it works. Things will only work when you have a concrete action plan.
Sudhir Rajpal was appointed the head of the municipal corporation a few months ago.
The fact is that the demand is increasing very rapidly, and all of us, government agencies, public agencies, are trying their best to make sure that the supply also increases and increases at a pace which is able to meet the increase in demand.
But while Rajpal urges patience, Idris says hers has run out.
The government is responsible for all the poor people, isn't it? I don't see the government extending help to the poor. I've been living in the Delhi area for the last 8 years. I have never seen any help provided to us.
Gurgaon is likely to keep up its rapid growth with or without municipal planning. The challenge is whether local government can make it a more livable city for all residents.